4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. Keep going. Now, you guys have the hard job. You guys are going to play on the ups. Ustedes van a aplaudir en el up. 1 and up 4 and a 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1 and a 2, a 4. So, I want to ask a trick question to somebody who was listening.
Una pregunta capciosa a ver quién está escuchando.
What's the difference between a rock backbeat and the Kerouac?
¿Cuál es la diferencia entre el backbeat de un ritmo de rock o el Kerouac?
El 2-4 y el 1-3 o la última semicorchea, el 4.
So, that's perfect. Kerouac has 1 and 3. Rock has 2 and 4. But what accent were you guys playing? What were you guys playing?
¿Cuál acento estaban tocando?
The of the 16-note 1 EN, a 2 EN, a 3 EN, a 4 EN. So when you're playing rock music, you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now Kerouac, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, up. Is everybody with me? Yeah. Now I want to ask the same question again to somebody because everybody said yes.
La misma pregunta a alguien más. Bueno, alguien más puede contestar la pregunta.
Yes.
Downbeat and upbeat.
Exactly. So that's called the Kerouac groove. Now, I believe does everybody understand the Kerouac groove? Does everybody like the Kerouac groove?
Yeah.
It's pretty funky, right? If anybody goes to India and you find drums and just sit there and you play this groove, you're going to have gigs like this.
Si van a la India, se encuentran una batería y tocan ese ritmo, van a tener tocadas así.
So, one other thing that I like to do when I'm learning a new genre of music,
otra cosa que me gusta hacer cuando estoy aprendiendo un nuevo género,
is that I like to watch the way people are moving and dancing.
Me gusta observar la manera en que las personas bailan a esa música.
I find Indian music or music that comes from around the world is about community and people dancing together.
La música de la India y la gente y la música alrededor del mundo se trata acerca de la conexión entre el baile y la comunicación.
So because I had to learn these grooves and be creative with them, and because they come from percussion instruments,
como tuve que aprender estos grooves, ser creativa con ellos porque vienen de instrumentos de percusión,
I had to be creative and voice it around the drums because the Kerouac has no rules because it comes from percussion.
Tuve que adaptarlo a la batería y darle una voz alrededor de la batería porque no hay tal, sino viene de la percusión.
So when I would see people clapping at weddings and I'd be playing the groove, I would pretend the stack is somebody clapping.
Si estaba tocando en una boda y veía que la gente estaba aplaudiendo en el 1 y el 3, tocaba el stack para que sonara como el aplauso.
So I say this to say, have fun, be creative, listen to music that does not have drum kit in it.
Hago esto para decirles que se diviertan, que sean creativos, que escuchen música que no tiene batería.
Because then your mind opens up and you just don't play 2 and 4 on the snare.
Porque tu mente se abre y no empiezas solo a tocar 2 y 4 en la tarola.
Because it's good to play pocket and groove.
Porque es bueno tocar como en el pocket y el groove.
But when you solo, I want to see something interesting.
Pero cuando vas en un solo quiero ver algo interesante.
And what I love about percussion,
Lo que amo de la percusión,
when percussionists play, it's like they're playing melodies.
cuando están tocando la percusión es como si tocaran melodías.
So my inspiration for drum kit playing is listening to a lot of percussion instruments.
Mi inspiración para tocar la batería es escuchar muchos diferentes instrumentos de percusión.
So does that make sense to everybody? Yes. I said, does that make sense to everybody? Yes. All right. Now,
Sí, tiene sentido.
yeah. All right. So what we forget sometimes is that drums are fun.
Lo que olvidamos a veces es que la batería es divertida.
Does anybody forget that? Because I forget that. Oh,
¿Alguien se
nobody
le olvida?
forgets that? So for me, I practice every day.
Yo practico todos los días.
So when I practice, I get frustrated a lot of the time.
Cuando practico hay muchas ocasiones en las que me siento frustrada.
I tell myself, I suck, my playing sucks, I hate my ideas, my drums sound garbage, I sound like garbage.
Me digo a mí misma que no me gusta como toco, que no me gustan mis ideas, sueno como basura.
And I feel like that a lot of the time.
Y me siento así una gran parte del tiempo.
And what I do when I feel like that,
Y lo que hago cuando me siento así,
I'm like, let's have some fun and challenge myself and be creative in a different way.
digo, vamos a divertirnos, me pongo retos y voy a ser creativa de diferente manera.
So I do this.
Hago esto.
Mario! Mamma mia!
So have fun. Life is about having fun. Drums is about having fun. A lot of people tell me, they're like, Sarah, they don't compliment me on my playing. They're like, we love the way you smile. We love your energy behind the drums. Because one thing I like to remind people is that drums is a language. If I started this clinic and I was, oh my God, I got so excited, sorry.
Bien, dice que se divierte porque la batería es de divertirse, la vida es de divertirse y que muchas veces le complementan como algunas otras cosas. Sara, nos gusta tu sonrisa, nos gusta tu energía. Like,
Good, good. So what if I came outside and started this clinic like, hey everyone,
¿Qué tal si saliera y empiezo la clínica así con esa energía?
I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Like Droopy D, did you know Droopy D? The dog was like,
Yeah, hola, señorita. But now if I came up and I'm like, hey, what's up? How's it going?
si salgo con esa actitud.
And you feel something in your heart.
Entonces sienten algo en su corazón.
You feel excited, I hope.
Se sienten emocionados, espero.
So it's very important to translate that on the drums.
Es muy importante traducir eso a una batería o transmitir eso a una batería.
How you express yourself in language,
Cómo te expresas en tu idioma,
you express the excitement on the drums.
expresas tu emoción en la batería.
And even if you're having a bad day, I have bad days. Does anybody have bad days? Because not every day is happy, right? 2 hands up. Right? 2 hands up. So when you're having a bad day, even express that on the drums. Or when I'm having a bad day, maybe I'll try to put myself in a happy position by being more positive on the drums.
Aunque tengas malos días, puedes expresarte. Si estoy teniendo un mal día, puedo intentar traducirlo a algo más feliz en la batería.
Sometimes we get so worried about, I just made a mistake. I just sped up. everybody's watching me.
A veces nos preocupamos mucho si nos equivocamos, como, oh, me acabo de equivocar, todos me están viendo.
I already made a few mistakes today.
Ya cometí algunos errores el día de hoy.
But to me, if I worry about every single mistake that I make on the drums,
Pero si me preocupo por cada error que cometa en la batería,
I can't focus on making music.
no puedo enfocarme en hacer música.
So to me, your energy, your expression translates and goes further than mistakes or speed or chops.
Para mí, la manera en que te expresas, lo que transmites, eso va mucho más allá de poder hacer licks y chops.
And that all links to being you, finding your voice, finding your sound, and what makes you happy behind the drums.
Y todo eso te lleva a encontrar tu voz, tu sonido, a ser tú en tu batería.
So I encourage you to take the theme of finding your voice, being you, being happy behind the kit, and expressing yourself on the drums because it's a language.
Los invito a ser ustedes, a encontrar su voz, a ser creativos en su batería porque es su manera de expresarse.
I want you to take that with you today, tomorrow, and for the years to come.
Quiero que se lleven eso hoy, mañana y los siguientes años.
Because there's no such thing as a better drummer or a worse drummer. There's no such thing as good or bad.
Porque no hay tal cosa como un buen baterista o un mal baterista, no hay bueno ni malo.
Because we're just all expressing ourselves.
Porque todos nos estamos expresando.
So I want to end by saying, find your voice, being you, because you're all amazing by just being you.
Quiero terminar con encuentra tu voz, sé tú, porque todos son valiosos por ser ustedes.
I'm going to end by playing 2 more songs and I'll take some questions.
Voy a terminar, tocaré 2 canciones más y luego haremos más preguntas.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks again.
Gracias por venir, por escuchar y gracias de nuevo.
Thank you.